Hello everyone, my name is Val and today we're going through this wonderful palette, one of the latest launches by Nomad Cosmetics, and this is a Fairytale Europe that was kindly sent to me in PR thanks to Nomad Cosmetics. And this is a rainbow palette full of fairy tales and princesses and kingdoms and basic mattes. If you're interested how this behaves, what to do with it, what I can create with that, what's on my eyes right now, let's move right into the video. So, I received Nomad Cosmetics' new palette and I'm fully ready to dive into it, which we are going to do today. And I want to keep it more or less nice and simple, so nothing really crazy, I would say. But at the same time, it should be just pretty, you know? So I'm in a small vacation actually, and it's Wednesday. I don't know when exactly I will be able to release this video, but we will see how the things will go. So we have the Nomad Cosmetics Fairytale Europe here, and I'm gonna start pretty much right away with my look. The idea is to create a darkening on the inside and the outside. So inside on the top, outside on the bottom, and connect them with a slight line, cleaning up in between. So at least that will be the idea, and that will be the thought behind this makeup look. I'm gonna start with the Alcazar de Segovia, and this will be my blending color because it basically blends into my skin and into nothing. So I'm applying it pretty much all over the crease. Then I'm taking the shade Craigieviar Castle. I'm not sure how it's pronounced actually, but that's where we are now. And this will be the first like slightly darkening shade. I like that they actually go in the gradient, they are in the same hue and they go in the gradient, and it's really nice for the first 4 browns. And then we have also additional gray and black, which we will not use in this specific makeup most likely, but yeah, something. Then I'm going into the Chateau de Chambord, and this will be the first real darkening color. So I'm the same way applying it into the small area under my brow and then into the outer V of my eye. Then next one is the Neuschwanstein. I actually been in the Neuschwanstein, not in the castle but around the area. It was crowded with tourists, so it's very hard to get in. You also need to buy the ticket much prior. But getting back to makeup, I applied it as the most dark color in this situation, and this will stay like this. I'm not gonna go darker than that. It's gonna be just brown and pink. Then we are in our state of mind with the shiny shades, and all our shiny shades require some kind of application, I would say. Yeah, first of all, of course, I need to cut the crease, for which I'm gonna use that base and a small brush for the lashes. I'm just cutting it in the first part of the eye and then on the opposite side under the brow, so you know where exactly to go. Then we are going into our shiny shades, and I'm gonna be applying all of them with Color Cosmetics silicone brush, and I will clean it up with a wet wipe in between. That's gonna be the idea. So we're starting with the Fairy Godmother. It's the darkest pink in here, not the red one. We have also Little Mermaid that is red, but we are not using it in this makeup. So Fairy Godmother goes first onto the outer third of the eye as a darkening color. Next we're gonna do the Cinderella as the main lid shade. This will cover, the biggest area in the center. And then we are taking the first kiss to apply into the inner corner, and from an inner corner down to the lid, and also under the brow where I cut the crease a bit. So that will be the idea. And I think I want to add like an eyeliner into here, maybe some white eyeliner as well. I'm not yet sure, so I want to make it a bit more interesting. I cannot make it crystal as a shoe from Cinderella, but I can at least try to do something. So I will create my look and come back with a full face. This is the created look with everything. I just added a bit of the rhinestones to kind of have a hint of the crystals, you know, for Cinderella. I am currently filming with a hard light, and I'm not sure if I like it. I also have an effect of Morticia Addams in my opinion, because it kind of focuses on the eyes and everything else is not so focused. On one hand, I wanted such a way of being able to create such a thing, but on the other hand it kind of feels weird, especially for talking parts of the video, and I'm not sure if I like it in such a scenario. Anyway, this is the look. I'm really enjoying the shimmers. They're not going anywhere despite being on that base, which usually makes things crease, but maybe on top of the Wet n Wild it doesn't work like this. I don't know. Or maybe the eyeshadow itself is a nice formula so that it doesn't really give any creases. I cannot tell for sure, but I will try out some things in the future and we will see if that's the case. For now, I'm pretty happy. The mattes are really nice. They're soft and blendable. You can pack them, you can blend them, and overall I think it's really good and yeah, just nice. As for the, like, I don't have anything else to tell right now. It's just good, I guess. Nothing else. So, what else? What else do I have on my face, actually? I am with Danessa Myricks Fair 1. You can see that the cheekbone is a bit more prominent. Then I used this nice Flower Nose Little Angel collection, which I got, like, unexpectedly. Not from the brand, but from Olga, who sent me a package. And I wiped the face of this little guy. So, I don't know if you can see it, but he has no face now. It's very sad to ruin the embellishment, but that's what happens to products. And I still have a packaging, so kind of okay. Then I also have Star Surfer. Everything's pink today, so I'm just... On Wednesdays we wear pink, you know? And for the lip combo, I have Obvi by Colourpop. Then on top of it, I placed It's Personal by MAC. And on top of that, I placed Ooh Baby by Huda Beauty. That's the combination. I think it's kind of nice and a bit more muted than it could have been. And I'm liking it a lot. So for today, I think that is it. I will need to try more things and I will tell you more about what I think of the eyeshadow and things inside and everything like that. So see you soon. So I had to skip one of the days. I'm still on my kind of vacation, but I'm actually just sitting at home and trying to do at least something. So I'm gonna be doing something in the brown and yellow direction today. And it will be a Belle-inspired makeup. I'm going to be doing a halo eye, starting with the shade Neuschwanstein. I'm placing it into the inner corner and outer corner, so it will be like the darkest in these areas. And you don't have to worry about blending it right now. We're gonna start blending it with other shades. So right now it's just about the placement. Then blending we will be doing with the shade Chateau de Chambord. It will be the second color into our overall halo. Then I'm taking another brush and Craigie Var Castle. That will be the blending shade. And on this note, I think I want to clean up the front a bit. And I will use that base by Gloss Gods with a tiny brush. So I can clean up and just have it more sharp in there. So I'm just basically wiping, trying to make this corner a bit more interesting. And once it's done, I'm going to place the shade Alcazar de Segovia, the lightest in this palette, onto that area. So it will be like a nice blend and dark to light color. Then we are going into our shiny shades. I'm interested in the Prince Charming because it seemed to be duochroming right onto me. So that's what I'm gonna use. And with the silicone brush, it's not applying that crazily. It also looks better with the finger. So I will be applying it with the finger. You can achieve almost a very dense look with finger without too many problems. But the most intense you will probably get on the glitter glue. But I don't like the glitter glue, so I'm skipping that. Then the shade Belle I'm gonna be putting onto the lower lid. It will be just like an additional shade for this scenario. And I'm just applying it the same way. And I just blend it slightly with the other brush. And then into the inner corner, something about the rose. I think I will take the shade Snow White. It has a pink shift to it. We will also see it in some other makeup, most likely. So you don't have to worry about that part. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that way. And yeah, I think on this note, I only need like a liner somewhere here. Maybe brown liner, maybe black. I gotta see, and I will come back with the finished face. So this is the look I ended up with, and I am so into it. I tried to connect the things from the Beast from Belle, and from the rose itself, from the whole Beauty and the Beast story, and I think I kind of did it. So we have a brown for the Beast, we have yellow for Belle, and we have pink slightly in there for the rose. I used an aqua liner to do this. Usually I'm not a fan of this because they can be smudged very easily, but this time I tried to place it on top of the gel liner. So the gel liner in Primary Yellow by MAC was quite good as a base, and on top of that this neon yellow actually turned out to be quite bright, as you can see, and I'm enjoying it. Of course, if you rub something somewhere it will go away, but overall for the look I think adds a hint of color additionally. I really love the shade Snow White. Just look at how pink and nice it is. And the main shade on the lid is also a duochrome. You can clearly see it here, from green to yellow. More of a gold, of course, but still it's there. So Prince Charming is the second one, Snow White is the first one, Prince Charming is the second one that I see in terms of the multi-chroming. And it's really nice. On the base of Wet n Wild they don't try to run away from me, so nothing creases, everything stays as it's supposed to, and I am loving it. So far, really happy with the look, really get inspired to create more, and I feel like there will be quite some... I don't know to this date what I will create with the palette in general and how many looks I will get, but sometimes it's just an inspiration, you know, flow. I cannot do anything about it. And I'm so far really enjoying everything. What else do I have on my face? I'm still trying to get the last squeezes of juice from my Bobbi Brown foundation. It's close to being finished. I want it to be completely empty. That's how we do the things here. Then I have this Cellar Sailor by Kaleidos. And it's very nice yellow, as you can see also. I think it matched really nicely with the eyes. And to match the pink, I used Rosé in Brunch as my blush. Also very nice color. I love this color. It's so pretty. And I wanted to get a lipstick in this color. So I got it. First of all, I have to say that my lip liner today is 951 by Colourpop. And then I took the shade Taken by MAC. This is also from the Intimate Nudes collection. It was in my shopping cart for a while right now, and yesterday we were in the physical store and there was a discount for MAC, 25% or something like that. So for 25 euros I bought this. I love the color. It's a bit more orange on me, but it's so pretty. I just like it so much. And I love the formula because it's non-drying and it feels comfortable. So that's what I have on my face today. And that's where we are now. I am done for today, I think. Maybe I will see you in the evening, maybe tomorrow, most likely tomorrow. But really happy. The joy is here. I'm feeling it. See you soon. Today we are starting with our darker part of the eyeshadow palette. It's connected to the Sleeping Beauty and Snow Queen and Little Mermaid. So I'm going to start with the shade Akershus Fortress, and I'm gonna apply it onto under the brow bone, above the crease and slightly around the areas of my eye so that I can control it better in the future. Then I'm gonna take some winged liner brush, for example. That should do the trick. And I'm dipping into the Shillong Castle, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I am just dragging things around into the graphic shape that I want to create. This is easier controllable with some specific brushes, and when it's a bit more dense, winged liner brush, it's quite a good option to control it with eyeshadow. If you're working with liners of different sorts, like aqua liners, it's going to be a bit different. But in such a scenario, I think it's really good. And I'm just making the shape, so I'm drawing it freehandly, so to say. And then I'm taking the small brush and filling it with the black from inside. Kind of reminds me of Ursula or maybe Maleficent, something in that direction. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's gonna be my main one, I think, for this scenario. And from here, I only need to clean it up a bit. I'm taking the eyeshadow base by Gloss Gods and a tiny brush, and I'm wiping the areas where I don't need my black. so that my shape is much more clean and tidy, so to say. And after I'm happy with overall introduction of shades, I can start working with the shiny shades. So I'm starting with the Color Cosmetics silicone brush, and from the first shade called Magic Spell, I'm setting it onto the black part, unsurprisingly. That will be my black shiny shade in here, which is totally fine. I wanted something a bit more graphic, and I guess we are doing something a bit more graphic. Then I'm gonna be taking the Wicked Witch. Wicked Witch is a nice purple, which also goes great with the pink shades. Not with the red, they are different hues, but with pink it will go great. But I'm gonna use it as a center color. And once I set everything one after another, I'm gonna take the shade Sleeping Beauty. I see it has a lot of little holographic sparkles, or more like colored sparkles, and I think that should be a good option to work with for this look specifically. So I'm gonna set it to the first part of the eye primarily, and then come back to the purple Wicked Witch to kind of mix one into another. So that will be my gradient, which I'm going to repeat on my lower lid, because that's how I'm doing things here. And yep, I think that's pretty much conclude the overall makeup. I will only need a couple cleanups, couple things, and then it's good to go. Yeah, the black liner is missing here, so I will add that and come back to you with a finished face. So this is the look I ended up with, and I am pretty impressed. The black is really black as a matte one. You can pack it really nicely, and then it becomes like the thing you need. To be completely fair, I outlined everything with the black liquid liner. So the very edge of it is a liquid liner, but the rest is eyeshadow. The black shimmer that we have here, that is called Magic Spell, it turns slightly green. You maybe can notice it right here. So it has somewhat duochroming properties, and it's kind of cool actually that it has all of that interesting things. It also has a lot of multicolored sparkles, and this whole look consists of shades with multicolored sparkles. I don't really notice the duochrome in the Sleeping Beauty or multichrome, but it has a lot of multicolored sparkles, and Magic Spell also has a lot of multicolored sparkles. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but I had to specify. Those are the shades. Sleeping Beauty is a bit more smooth. It reminds me of Chicago palette shimmers, while the Wicked Witch is more crumbly. You have to be careful about that, and it's just the formula. And it actually reminds me a lot on the shades from the previous palette Chamonix. They had a pink one, the bright pink one, that was a little more crumbly as well. So the formula seemed to be pretty much the same, but the mattes are really good, and I'm enjoying the color combinations that you can get from this palette. But so far, I think I'm enjoying everything. The contact lenses today are black, so we are not in contrast with anything. It just matches the look, and I think this goes towards the villain part of Fairytales. I thought that maybe two princesses, two villains will be good idea. So this one is more like a Maleficent and Ursula inspired one, as you can see by the shapes and the flow of everything, and it's dark. And yeah, I think that's something that I wanted to create, and I'm into it. So for eyeshadow, I think I don't have anything else to tell right now. What else do I have on my face? Bobbi Brown and MAC as my foundation. Seems really nice actually. I'm kind of loving it. Then I have NYX So Taupe as my contour. This is truly a contour, but it's a bit brown for my skin. It needs to be slightly different. But So Taupe is actually a blush. It's not made as a contour, but it's a nice shade for cool undertones. Then I have Kaleidos Dream Walk. Dream Walk is a purple blush, just a reminder. It's like a lilac shade, which becomes more pink on me. And this is not very comfortable to not have the shade anywhere. So I just remember that this is Dream Walk, and it's the only one that is different from the others that I own. Then I have Root Cosmetics Manga Collection Neko-chan's Pause, and this highlighter is a bit weird in texture, I think. It also gets dirty pretty quickly, and it's best applied with fingers. So all I did is actually apply it with fingers, but it's really, really good highlighter, and I think it's not even expensive one. So if you want something with such a highlight, you can get this. Then I forgot to tell that on my waterline at the bottom, I have Atlas by Moira Cosmetics. I applied it on top of the black liner, and when you have a black base, for example, I'm using Aqua Resist, and it sets slightly, and then you apply something multichromy on it, it looks really intense, and I'm loving the effect. As you can see, it matches perfectly what I have on my eyes, and this multichrome is from purple to yellow to green, and I also have a purple to green here, so it matched like nothing else. It's just amazing. On my lips today, I'm wearing Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Obvi as my contour. And then I applied a ton of Demon lip oil by Fantasy Cosmetica. In person, you can see the little sparkles on the lips and on the eyes, but from the distance, how people usually see you, you don't see anything. So these eyeshadow, these things are for personal enjoyment. So it's not gonna be really, really seen outside. You have to be really close to notice all of the sparkles and all of the things. So that's it for now, I think. I will do a couple more looks, I think. I actually wanted to try the Snow White, and I wanted to combine all of those shades, and I wanted to just try other things. Actually, we have only 3 left, 3 shades: Love Story, Snow Queen and Little Mermaid left. I'm not quite sure how to combine them all together right now. Maybe I will do the blue makeup look, and then I will do something with red. We will see. If you're gonna stay here, and I will be back tomorrow, but in the same video. So see you. So it is Thursday, actually. It took quite some time for me to get through, to get things sorted for myself, and finally get back to this review. So don't mind me. As far as it's all in one video, for you it doesn't really matter. So today we're doing some full cut crease with some beige and brown on the outside and some blues inside. That will be the goal, at least. So prepare yourself for some wild ride. I am going to start with the middle shade, Craigyvar Castle. This will be my crease, and I'm placing it right into the crease. Then I'm taking the shade Chateau de Chambord and placing it on top of it. And of course, right after, I am taking the Neuschwanstein with a small brush, angled, and making it like a darker part of what I'm creating. This will be the edge of the crease. Then I'm taking the very lightest one and trying to blend things out. And to be completely honest, I'm not really liking how it sets on top of browns. Feels a bit weird, to be honest. But that's what we're dealing with. There is no way out. So I'm repeating a couple of shades. And don't forget about the lower lid to just do all the same stuff in there. Then we are going into our shiny shades, and we start with Snow Queen. Very nice blue. Really enjoying this color, and it will be a good option for the darker part of the eye. Then I'm switching to the Love Story. All of that will be much more pigmented and smooth onto the glitter glue, but in scope of the reviews, I'm not doing that usually. I feel like it's a bit unfair, but if you're doing it all the time like that, then it's kind of fair, and you can do that. Then I'm going to take the shade Little Mermaid and place it onto the lower lid, but I'm not gonna leave it like that. I want to mix it with the blue to actually create the purple, because purple makes much more sense here than red. And I'm just gonna be working with the flat brush to make it happen. So at least that's the idea of having this makeup, and yeah, just trust the process. This is not that crazy, and I really like the lid shade. It does do a chrome into something, but that's the work. That's the makeup for today. I think I will add a black liner and come back with the finished face. So this is the makeup I came up with, and I'm really happy how blendable they are into each other. Sometimes, you know, that the texture or something prevents the eyeshadow to be blended into each other, especially such shades as shimmers, but these ones work really well. I like that there is no harsh line between the teal and the blue, and when I mixed blue with red, we got a purple. So we have two purples in here. Also, this palette doesn't explicitly have green, but you can still mix it up because you have primary colors. You have yellow, blue and red. So you can mix things. And if you get something really cool with it, which I will try to do next time, I think that can be really interesting. And also I found out that there are 4 multichromes in here. And the ones that I thought will be the multichrome is not a multichrome. But the one that I thought it wouldn't be is actually a multichrome. They're different in texture. When you are starting like getting into the pan with a finger or something, you will notice the difference with the texture. Like it's so clear. So I am pretty happy with everything. I like how they mix together. I have some, sorry to say, orgy of matte on my underbrow area because it's a mix of everything. That's how we're doing things here. Just mix whatever and hope that it will work. Way to go. So I am enjoying this. It looks good, feels good. It sparkles like crazy in macro and in hard light, which means any spotlight you are under will make it sparkle, which is nice. And it doesn't want to crease. They are more on the dry side, like a bit crumbly, but yeah, everything is good. Everything is very nice. It holds, it works. What can I say? What else do I have on my face? I actually mixed Bobbi Brown with Danessa Myricks tint in Fair 1 as well, and just shade 1. And this thing is not a good mixer. I don't really like what it gave me because it gets into the little mimic that I have here and there and near the nose. So as a mixer, probably not. By itself, it's not bad at all. So maybe it's just in the communication with Bobbi Brown, in combination with Bobbi Brown, that it doesn't work. I don't know, but I'm not gonna use it this way anymore. Then I have my Fair 1 contour. Seems okay. Then I finally unpacked the Jubilee. It's a curse that before I start touching anything, I need to film a product video for it. That first touch from the new product, it just feels different and I want to be able to get it on video. This Jubilee is not orange. It seems like it's orange, but it's not orange. I cannot describe the color I'm getting, but it's so nice actually. So I am pleasantly surprised by all of the Yummy blush. So it's Yummy Skin Blushed, I think. And don't be afraid of them. Any color would you can make any color work with them. Just get into it. And then Jubilant Chorus by Colourpop. This is a highlighter. It's so nice and smooth, as you can see. It's just this tie-dye highlighter and there are 4 grams of it, so I need to use it up somehow, which I'm trying to achieve. Not that of a goal, but still. And then on my lips I have Boys Town by Colourpop and a little lippy by Pat McGrath. It's Nude Venus. This was a gift to something. I think I bought the Bridgerton collection from Sephora and this was a gift to it. It's kind of a nice nude, but nothing special, so I'm not gonna buy the full one. Considering that I also have like this amount of lippies that I need to go through. These are all my Kaleidos and Kaleidos glosses and all of the MACs, and you can see that it goes up in there. So don't really need any more lip products, to be completely honest. But who am I lying to? I will still get some if I find something interesting. That's just how it works. Also wanted to point out that in my waterline on the lower lash I have Night of Creation by Kaleidos, and I also brought it slightly into here and it gives such a nice purple hint. Like I already have a purple here, but this one just adds up and it's just perfect. I'm loving it. Super happy that I got all of the Kaleidos pencils. So that's so far it. I will try to create something tomorrow. I also wanted to try the Snow White, like more of a Snow White, but at the same time I also want something in a rainbow direction. I don't know what I will come up with, but we gotta see. And then I will tell you everything about the palette and my thoughts on it. So see you soon, for you soon. This is my final look with the Fairytale Europe palette, and this is Snow White all over the lid. It's incredibly beautiful. It shimmers and sparkles all over. It changes the color from green to yellow to orange to pink. It's very nice, and it's very, very durable, as I can see. I applied it to the glitter glue this time, and it does give a bit more smoothness, but not too much, to be honest. Just as is, it also applies normally, so I don't have any troubles with it, and I'm totally fine with all the shades and how they look. I also have the yellow and blue on myself, but they're probably not seen much, but you can see the multichrome at least in the pink one. So what do I have to tell about this palette? I am pretty happy with like 60% of this palette. I'm not the biggest fan of the pure shades like blue and red. For me, the pure shades as they are not the best option, and I find them a bit, it's not ugly, but it's something off. That's how I feel it, at least. For the others, I find them really cool. The texture is different on multichrome versus shimmers, and you can probably see it also. So this one is smooth, this one is smooth, this one and the Snow White, they're all more smooth, and the others are shimmers. They have a texture of, how to properly explain it, wet sand, kind of. You are grabbing them, like shoveling them basically from the pan by the brush, and they are slightly crumbly. So that's how I see it, at least. And it's nothing crazy, like you can still work with that without any big problems really, if you have the proper brush. I like to use the silicone brush because it just allows to pick up enough product but not too much. But if you're using like a flat normal brush, it also will be fine. You just need probably more dipping into the shade to get it. It also can sometimes have little chunks of color which you need to like smoothen out on the lid. This is the same problem that I had with the Auden's Eye. It just brings down the experience slightly, but it doesn't affect anything, especially the wearability. Just that sometimes these little chunks of color are harder to distribute, especially on the glue. You gotta pay attention to that. For the bats, they're all good, and they are nice gradient from lightest brown, lightest beige to darker brown, and then you have black to darken it up further, and you have gray if you want to like lighten up the black. So this is a really good option. Any multichrome, any sparkle will look good in the brown or black frame. In black specifically, but not everything is good with black, so I can understand why the browns are also here. Majority of the shades from this palette will look great in brown. And then there are a couple of those that will be better in black. Like for example this one pure, this one by itself, so they are better in black. With the gray, maybe blue one, also better with black than with brown. But also with brown it will not look bad, because orange and blue are also they're looking good together. So you have the versatility, you have the mixing possibilities, you have all of that. It's just that 18 shades is probably a bit too much for me personally. I want to leave out like 2, 3, maybe 4 shades maximum, like this, maybe something. Then it will be kind of cool palette as well. So you have all the purples, and you have the yellow and pink. Pinks are very nice in this palette. I'm enjoying them a lot. Yellows are kind of fun as well. Purples, and the purple that I mixed out of these primary colors, they are primary colors in such a condition, so they probably were not really made to be used on their own, but like a mixing medium between each other. I'm just guessing, I don't know the actual thing. But yeah, it's a very interesting concept. I think it can be called the rainbow palette from Nomad. And if you are in search of the rainbow palette with the basic inside of it, then I guess this is the way to go. For the packaging and things, this is very cool. It's holographic, as you can see, and the castle is a separate piece on the palette. So let me just show you. Yeah, so it's texture additionally, so it's additional element all over the palette, and it gives that magical vibe, which I am actually enjoying, and I am pretty happy with that. For 64.95 in euros. I'm a bit out of this normal range of thinking about palettes, because I think like 72 for Natasha Denona is a bit too much, but 79 for the indie palette is kind of not much. Like it's a lot, but it's justified for me. So 64.95 in euros for this palette with 12 shimmers and 4 multichromes seem like more justified compared to Natasha Denona, for example, or Huda Beauty, because none of those big brands palettes actually contain very special shades, and the special shades is what makes things expensive. So this is my personal justification of the price. I'm not sure if it's the same for you. Plus, I usually try to get the discount, so at least 5% will be a good discount. 10% is a good one. I do have a code with Nomad. It's not affiliated. I'm not getting paid for it. It's a chance for me to stay in the PR list, and if you use it with your purchase, I will really appreciate that, because yeah, you basically are allowing me to create more of these videos. So let's have a look on the packaging, and we have also a story here. So we have 18 shades, 1.5 grams each, and this Fairytale Europe is a proud supporter of UNESCO World Heritage Center. So the castles in Europe, some are preserved, some are not, some are just ruins at this point, but they allow to preserve some of the UNESCO heritage sightseeings. So if it's something like a Neuschwanstein, for example, I think it's one of the pieces of UNESCO. They have like a regular box, so usually it's a sleeve or cardboard box that comes with the palette anyway, and they are matching to each other, but the cardboard is smooth while the palette has this little castle. Then we also have this story, and I wanted actually to read this story for you, because this comes not with everything, and I will also show it on the screen so that you can maybe read it faster. And this story is written by Nomad co-founders, Felicia or Felicia, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce properly, this name can be tricky, and Antti. So this is an important message from our beloved brand about the fairy tale, about stories, and about this wonderful launch, which I am very happy to get. So thanks to the Nomad Cosmetics. Let's have a look at all of the things that I created with this palette so far. This doesn't mean that I will not do more, since like it's a rainbow palette and I may actually use it for the future, and things that I create on this channel. Yeah, if you like this video, give this a like and subscribe to the channel. That really helps channel and artist like me to grow and maybe have more opportunities in the future. Thank you for staying with me till the end of this video. I was really happy to be here with you and tell the stories and makeup. Do makeup mostly, yes. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.